Uncensored truth right here on Illuminati Radio with your host, Pastor Michael Smith, and co-host,
Sister Smith, baby.
Sister Smith, baby. And if you are new to this channel, you just am I in the camera?
Yeah.
If you're new to this channel, just stumble across the channel, if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button. That's a must. Hit that subscribe button. Also, hit that like button. You got to hit that like button so we can get this truth out there. You know what I'm saying? This is breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Don't forget, Bible study class every night at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live right here on ISBC Truth. You don't want to miss out on the Bible study classes. You will learn a lot in them Bible study classes. So tune in to them Bible study classes every night at 9 o'clock. All right. Listen. Gillie and Wallow. Gillie have a special event coming up. Yes, yeah, I mean, is it Wallow or Gillie? Well, I did Gillie. Gillie have a special event coming up. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what it is, but some type of special event coming up, and he announced that special event that's coming up, and just what happens just before that special event? His son, his 25-year-old son, was unalived. I guess in you know what I'm saying, Philly violence. Anyway. Let's go ahead and hear this, sisters. Let's go ahead and hear this.
Son of Philly rapper Gillie the Kid killed in triple shooting. Expiring rapper YNG Cheese, the son of Philly's rap artist and podcast.
You know, I'm sorry, but you know what I'm saying? If you are a rapper and you made your career rapping about, you know what I'm saying, the nonsense that is going on in the earth today, and your son take after you doing that same thing, what do you expect? Sister Smith.
Yes.
If, say, 2 Live Crew, you know who the 2 Live Crew is, right?
I heard of it, I'm not for sure.
You know what I'm saying? They made their career rapping about, you know what I'm saying, orgies and having, you know what I'm saying, relations with women, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, and exploiting women. So if Luke's, that's who invented 2 Live Crew, if Luke's son come after him, making music just like that, what is that doing for the people? It's not doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Inspire your son to be something more than a rapper. Because we, as black people, are not put up to be entertainers. We're supposed to be kings. Have you ever seen a king entertain and look dancing around and rapping about drill music and all of that? Have you ever seen a king do that? No, a king rule. A king rule. You don't see no king rappers. You don't see no king rappers. You don't see no queen twerkers. Have you ever seen a queen twerk, Sister Smith?
No.
No. Black people got the game mixed up talking about kings and queens. Anyway, go ahead.
Philly rap artist and podcast host Gillie the Kid was among the victims in a triple shooting. NBC 10 was first to report. The son of Philadelphia rapper, artist, and podcast Gillie the Kid was killed in a triple shooting Thursday night. NBC 10 was among the first to report. The shooting occurred on the 5800 block of Masher Street in the only neighborhood at 8 8:24 p.m. in Philadelphia, police said. A 25-year-old man was shot once in the back and taken to the hospital by police. He was pronounced dead at 8:39 p.m.
You know the thing about this, sisters, man. If Gillie was a rapper and then he became a successful podcaster, why is your kid in the streets?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you are a successful podcaster and you're a successful rapper, it looked like you should have, you know what I'm saying, set your kid up to be in a position outside of the streets. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people say, well, you know what I'm saying, his kid is grown, I guess you want to do it. No. The Bible says, raise up your child in the way that he or she may go, and when that child get older, he or she may never stray. You don't see Pastor Michael Smith's children in the streets. You don't see them gang banging. You don't see them pulling drive-bys. You don't even see them on social media. Do you, Sister Smith? Do you see Pastor Michael Smith's kids on social media acting a fool?
No.
No, not at all. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. Why? Because, you know what I'm saying? If you have knowledge, you will impart that knowledge in your children, and your children won't be a victim of violence or in the streets. Ain't that something? Gillie the Kid is a successful podcaster. He's a successful rapper. But your kid is in the streets. How does that even make sense? That's just like Jay-Z, supposed to be a billionaire, and he have a son that look just like him on the streets of Brooklyn, who is a struggle rapper. Go ahead.
A 29-year-old man and a 31-year-old man were also shot and transported to the hospital. Both were placed in stable condition. Police told NBC 10 one of the victims ran over to a nearby home and 10 spent shells casings were 10 spent shell casings were located at the scene. The SUV was at the corner of Masher and Nedro Avenue, with the engine still running. Philadelphia Police Chief Inspector Scott Small said, that car is now part of the investigation. Spady was known by the stage name YNG, Cheese, as a source first confirmed to NBC 10. He was an aspirating rapper.
Inspiring rapper. Look, if it's anything, you know what I'm saying, why would you have your child in the streets rapping that garbage rap game banger stuff? You know what that brings? If you're a successful podcaster, make your son a co-host on your podcast. Keep him out the streets. Ain't that right?
Yeah.
If you are a father, instead of having, because you know, if you make your son a rapper, that means he got to be in the streets. He got to keep up this street cred. You know what I'm saying? He got to, you know what I'm saying, live up to what he rapping about. So why do that? Make your son a co-host on your podcast. Give him a job on your podcast. What about that? He'll be out the streets. Or tell your son to start his own podcast and you sponsor it. But you, but Gillie the kid want to talk all that educational crap. You ain't knowing nothing to educate. You satanic as a, you know what? Go ahead.
NBC 10, he was an inspired rapper and a son of Philly rap artist and podcast host Gillie the Kid. Gillie the Kid, born Nasir Farr, is a popular figure in Philly's underground hip hop scene, and was also a member of the local hip hop group Major
Mega figures. Go ahead.
Farr currently hosts $1 million worth of games, a weekly podcast with social media influencer and Philly native Wallows 267.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You have a popular podcast. You know what I'm saying? Why you got your son in the streets rapping? You should put, I gotta give it for Ricky Smiley. Even though Ricky Smiley is a satanic scumbag, you don't see Ricky Smiley in the streets. And what do? He hire people to be co-hosts on his radio show. He took in what's her name? Eva. He took in Eva. He took in the Brat. You know what I'm saying? And he got a couple of other co-hosts. He got more co-hosts on his radio show than any radio show host in radio show host history. And that's jobs that he's giving them. He's giving them jobs. So if Ricky Smiley can do it and he's a satanic scumbag, why couldn't you do it? Why couldn't you make your son a host on your podcast? Instead of having him, because everybody knows that if you are a rapper and what you're rapping about, you got to live up to that what you're rapping about. So you got to put on this persona to be what you're rapping about. Oh, I'm in the streets. I'm toting the straps. I'm this. So you're living up to that. So people are going to test you when they see you. And that's what happened. People tested him when they see them. Are you all what you say you are? Go ahead.
No arrests were immediately made and no weapons were recovered. Police said the shooters appeared to be a man in a black mask and white jacket. Entering Friday, there were 236 homicides in Philadelphia, according to the data.
Okay, that's it for that. That was it for that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it for that. Let me tell you something. Be on the lookout for Gillie the Kids. You know what I'm saying? Gillie the Kid, he's doing something big. He got to go somewhere. He's doing something big. I don't know if it's probably next month. He got something scheduled, some type of event scheduled. And this is for that event. He got an event schedule. He had to take, and his success of his podcast, he got that comes with a price. That price comes with his child. You know what I'm saying? I won't be too surprised if before he even came up, he already promised that child to Lucifer. He done already promised that child to Lucifer the same way Whitney Houston promised Bobby Christina. Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown promised Bobby Christina to Lucifer. It's a dirty game. $1 million worth of game. Stop watching these podcasters that is not doing anything for the communities. You know what I'm saying? Not only doing anything for the communities, but all the years you've been watching Gillie the Kid's podcast, have you learned anything about your identity? No, you haven't. Because they're going to push that. What they're going to push is you belong in Africa. Do you belong in Africa, Sister Smith?
No.
We're not Africans. But that's what they're going to push. They're not going to push who you are. You know who you're going to push who you are? We are. We come from Israel. Guess what? And we have a podcast every night at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bible study podcast. We break down the scriptures like no other. So tune in to the podcast every night at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know what I'm saying? We on episode 957. We're on episode 957 of the podcast. Don't want to miss out on that. Matter of fact, tune in to tonight at 9 o'clock because we are going to expound exactly on this even more tonight. So I don't want you to delete that article.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So that's going to wrap that up. I want to thank you all for tuning in, logging on to another edition, Breaking News, with your host, Pastor Michael Smith, and co-host,
Sister Smith, baby.
Sister Smith, baby. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to this channel. Hit that like button as well. And don't forget, tune in to tonight and every night at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Bible study class. You don't want to miss out. It's free. We don't charge you nothing. We don't charge you a dime. It don't cost you nothing to get understanding. It don't cost you nothing. All right. I'm going to wrap that up. We will see you guys tonight.